They say the best revenge is living well. I disagree. The best revenge is orchestrated. It's calculated. It's slow and silent, like a parasite that burrows in unnoticed, hollowing out everything until there's nothing left. Let me take you back to the beginning, before the ashes, before the silence. My name is Cole, and this is how I dismantled the family that tried to break me. I was adopted when I was 8. Before that, I was just another case file, tossed between foster homes, forgotten at birthday parties, taught early how to make myself small. The Wellingtons seemed perfect on paper. Rich, respected, the kind of family that had Christmas photos and matching sweaters and volunteered at fundraisers. They told me I was lucky. But from the start, I wasn't a son. I was a project, a display, proof that they were charitable. My every success was theirs to flaunt. Every failure, mine alone to carry. Jonathan Wellington, the patriarch, was a banker with sharp suits and sharper opinions. Perfection wasn't optional. He kept a spreadsheet of my grades. Yes, literally. If a teacher called, it became a lecture, a punishment, a withdrawal of affection. Helen Wellington was even worse. On the surface, she was all sweet smiles and soft-spoken words, but she played the long game. Guilt was her currency. Praise was a rationed drug. They had a biological son too, Brandon, golden boy, lacrosse captain, A+ student, future Harvard legacy. He didn't hate me. That would have required acknowledging me. I existed in the margins. Until I didn't. When I turned 16, something shifted. Maybe I got tired of waiting for affection. Maybe I just got smarter. I stopped trying to earn their love. And I started learning. Watching. Not books, people. I learned how Jonathan manipulated his coworkers, how Helen made enemies think they were friends, how Brandon lied without blinking. They raised me in their image. They just didn't know it. In college, I disappeared from their radar, got into a modest school with a full scholarship. I didn't ask for help, didn't visit. When Helen sent birthday cards with backhanded compliments, I filed them away. I studied psychology and finance. By day, I interned at investment firms. By night, I freelanced on digital behavior prediction, ad tech mostly, but it sharpened a skill I'd use later. After graduation, I worked in startups, built connections, listened more than I spoke. I learned where people were weak, where they cracked. By 27, I had enough capital and allies to launch my own firm. But that's not the revenge. That was just the foundation. The Wellington Empire had cracks. I knew them all. Brandon had a gambling problem. Jonathan had made enemies in real estate. Helen's charity foundation had discrepancies. I made introductions. Quietly. A journalist who had once been humiliated by Helen's snobbery was more than happy to receive anonymous tips. A competitor of Jonathan's firm got just the right intel at the right time. Brandon's debt collectors, they received a full list of his aliases and accounts. It wasn't illegal, just strategic. Within 18 months, the charity was under audit. Jonathan resigned to focus on family matters. Brandon got arrested for fraud. I never smiled during any of it, but I slept better. Then came the final piece. The house. That damn mansion on Alder Lane, where I was made to feel like an intruder in my own home. It was heavily mortgaged. Helen had refinanced twice. Quietly, I acquired the debt under a shell company. And when the time came, I foreclosed. I didn't evict them. No, that would be theatrical. I gave them options. Downsizing, renting back temporarily, enough dignity to keep up appearances. But the community knew. They were no longer the Wellingtons. They were just people. I saw them once last year at a supermarket. Jonathan looked older, smaller. He glanced at me but said nothing. Helen smiled weakly, then lowered her eyes. Brandon wasn't with them. I walked past them. Didn't stop, didn't gloat, didn't need to.